What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some major announcements. Trump makes a major announcement on property taxes. I'll give you guys the details here on that. Also, President Donald Trump starting details on the next Fed president. That's right, looking to replace Jerome Powell. I'll give you the details here on that and what that might mean for interest rates for basically the entire United States and your money. Also, what's coming on July 15th for millions of Americans. We'll go over that here in this video as well, which may or may not be good news, and I'll let you decide on what you think about that here as well. So let's jump right in. We're live right now here on the YouTube It's Jimmy Show. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Don't forget to hit that like button for me here, and if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos and help me reach 500,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Okay, first up, President Donald Trump recently said here, I want no more property taxes across the United States. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments section. President Donald Trump says he wants no more property taxes across the United States. This is big news. This comes here as they just did the largest tax cut in history in the Big Beautiful Bill. And taxes were reduced here through multiple different ways in the Big Beautiful Bill. So, will we see either property taxes reduced or property taxes completely eliminated here through one of the next two Big Beautiful Bills? That's right. This is because Speaker Mike Johnson has said that there's going to be not one, but two more Big Beautiful Bills coming here. I actually showed him here in it was either the last video or the second to last video. I had a interview from Speaker Mike Johnson, and he said that they're going to do two more reconciliation bills. Yeah, that's right. So they're going to do two more reconciliation bills. And who knows what they can do in that bill. Will there be the DOGE stimulus checks in there? Will they pass some kind of property tax reprieve or something along those lines? We were actually seeing this on the state level as well. We've seen a lot of states do property tax reductions, or some states trying to completely get rid of property taxes. Let me know down below in the comment section if you've seen your state do one of this. Maybe I'll have to do a video where I go over maybe all the states or something that has done property tax reductions, because property taxes are getting insane. And even if you don't own your home, if you're maybe a renter, property taxes are affecting your rents, because whoever owns the building or your apartment, or wherever you live, those property taxes are affecting the rents, because somebody's got to pay that property tax, and because they're so high, it's making your rent more. So property taxes are sky high here lately, and we've seen 40-50% or more property tax increases here in the last 1 to 2 years. So they're really bad. Let me know your thoughts here in the comment section. Next up, President Donald Trump's pick for the Federal Reserve the head of the Federal Reserve, is coming soon. Whether he replaces him early or just the Jerome Powell's term comes to an end is less than a year away. Okay, so remember, President Donald Trump actually picked Jerome Powell to the head of the Fed originally, actually before Biden became president. It was in President Donald Trump's first term. Okay, so he's going to be able to pick the next head of the Fed. Okay, and President Donald Trump is going to put somebody in there who is likely in line with his policies, at least for the time being. And we're seeing headlines like Trump's next Fed chair pick already comes with a credibility problem. Whoever the next successful candidate is could carry the specter of being there simply to do Trump's bidding on interest rates, violating the Fed's traditional apolitical veneer. And let me know your thoughts on this. Do they just put in a puppet person who will only do what Trump wants, or do they actually do what they're supposed to do and keep inflation down and keep jobs where they're supposed to be? Because, as you can see here, suddenly all the talk is of the Fed losing its independence and of there being a new era of fiscal dominance. Remember here that the Fed has always been independent of political parties. And right now, Donald Trump is the president, but remember, Biden was the president beforehand. And whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, a realist, or somewhere in between, the Fed is one of their main jobs is to keep inflation down. And when inflation goes high, they do what they have to help bring inflation down. And we actually seen inflation come back down when they raised interest rates. And it was a painful lesson, but inflation did come back down. Now, will inflation go back up now that President Donald Trump is implementing these tariffs? Well, we are seeing inflation go back up. Companies have announced that they have had to raise prices due to tariffs, at least in some capacity. How much that will, impact inflation overall is yet to be seen because this is just starting. And a lot of companies did massive imports when they knew the tariffs were coming. So they're whittling down that stock. Okay. But the question here is that an independent Fed is a good thing. Okay. And we see this. Remember that the Fed of the United States is not the only Fed. Okay. Every country around the world, a lot of them have their own Feds. They have their own federal banking chair, basically. And remember that this guy, Jerome Powell, is not the only guy making the decision. There's a whole Fed board of presidents, and they make a vote. And then whatever the vote is, he just announces it, okay? So it's not just this guy, Jerome Powell, who makes this sole guy, this one guy, making a decision, and then that's what the interest rate is. Contrary to what Trump is doing on tariffs, where basically he's making the decision on tariffs and just whatever he decides is what's happening. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. What will happen with the next Fed chair? I'll keep you up to date. Also, starting this July 15th, 15 states and localities increase their minimum wages while others claw back gains for workers. That's right. The minimum wage will increase in Alaska, Oregon, and Washington, D.C., lifting wages for more than 880,000 workers and collectively raising their earnings by more than almost $400 million. So let me know your thoughts on this. Is this a good thing? This isn't the only one. I'll actually show you here more. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Is this good? This is good for the workers themselves, but inflation, right? Inflation. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments section. In addition to these two states and Washington, D.C., 12 cities and counties are also increasing their minimum wage this summer, including massive major cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. In addition, so we're seeing massive minimum wage, which is going to affect probably over 1 million people alone going into effect here in just a matter of a few days. Yeah, you can see here all the places in the U.S. where minimum wage has started to go up here in July. Take a look here. Alaska, a statewide increase to $13 from $11.91. That's over $1 per hour for the entire state of Alaska, which you would think will basically lead to inflation for the whole state when every minimum wage employee is now going to get paid more. California, cities and counties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all going up by, several cents to $1 in California. District of Columbia, the minimum wage by almost 50 cents, and the tipped minimum wage up $2. Illinois, Chicago, up from $16.20 to $16.60. Wow, that's the minimum wage there, $16.60? Wow. Let me know your thoughts on the minimum wage in Chicago being $16.60 and the tipped minimum wage being $12.62. Maryland, employers with 50 or more employees is $17.65 for the minimum wage with more than 50 employees. If you have less than 10 employees, the minimum wage is $15.50. Wow, minimum wage is very expensive in some places. Minnesota, over $15 an hour now for if you have at least 6 employees. And let me see here. We're still in Minnesota here. If you have less than 5 employees, it's only $13.25. Oregon, over $15 an hour now. If you're in Portland, $16.30. Washington, I think this is Washington State, employers with more than 500 employees, the minimum wage is over $20 an hour. Wow. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments section. Okay, briefly, I mentioned this here on the last video, but the United States has filed a False Claims Act on complaints against 3 national health insurance companies and 3 brokers alleging against unlawful kickbacks and discrimination against disabled Americans. So if you or any loved ones are on Medicare, Medicare Advantage, or any Medicare services, this is why I recommend Chapter Medicare. Chapter Medicare was actually founded because their parents got scammed and they're trying to change the system. And they actually have a proprietary system where they can scan through every Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare provider in the entire country to find you or your loved ones the best plan for you, or can save you tons of money. And on average, they actually save people that use their services, which is completely free, about $1,100 on average, with these benefits, or actually put money back in your Social Security check. So I have a phone number here on the screen or a pinned comment link down below where you can contact them, and their services are completely free, which is really amazing because this putting money back in your Social Security check is very, very beneficial for a lot of people right now because we know times are tough for a lot of people. So feel free to click that link down below in the comment section or call that phone number for Chapter Medicare. Their services are completely free. So don't forget to share this video with anybody that needs to hear this information. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on future videos, and click the bell icon so you get notifications. I will keep you up to date. Click here to see what Iran just said about President Donald Trump's life, or click here to see the White House saying that a $10,000 for families. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.